Hi, my name's Sandy and I'm with Blazing Nebula, and this is our game, The Trade Prince. I'm going to be doing a playthrough of it, so let me finish selecting my skills. This is the next step of the story. I'm jumping in at level 7, which is mission 7, and the game is currently paused. When I press play, I'm going to find that all of these advisors are all trying to push their raw materials down the same route. So if I was to press play like this, and not only that, but I also start with this good up here of this energy. So I'm actually going to liquidate that in a second, but first I'm going to say that I begin with 2 energy coming down here because of my raw materials production having an extra +1 to each factory, which is really nice. But for right this very second, I'm actually going to liquidate this, and then I'm also going to move my advisors around. So I'm going to open up this trade lane, and I'm going to move my space woman over here to kind of help me with the capacity issue that I've built up with having so much. And then it's kind of nice, I've got all of these ring worlds. These ring worlds naturally let's make liquidate here. These ring worlds naturally will give me extra capacity. So as you can see here, I have 8. Oh, actually, this one I have. My space woman is kind of messing that up. So if I was to move this I've got 4 capacity, and then here I've got 8 capacity, and that's because this glittering ring here, which is in my planetography, that is doubling my capacity, and so that is kind of nice. And then I've also got, in addition to that, I've got kind of points into my trade lanes which make them higher again than they would otherwise begin. But anyway, so we've got also we're just gonna get rid of our bottlenecks. So we're going to look at what we're trying to create. So we're going to begin by focusing on our mission goods. This means that rather than having every single building that can be built, we've just got the ones that are going to be needed for our mission, which is still a fair few of the of the buildings. I'm then going to open up my tree. If I click it the first time, this is going to tell me the names of the buildings. So reactors are these energy buildings. I prefer to know what the good is, so I prefer to be looking for energy and chemicals rather than the name of the building, but you know, that's personal preference. So I'm going to be beginning my tree with a lot of energy. So I'm going to click on this. As you can see, the background color changes. That's to say that I'm in a sub-selection. So this is all of my tier 2 buildings here that are mission goods. And so I'm going to find my energy guy, who was right there all along. And I'm actually going to move him back a little bit, I think. So I'm going to move him way up here. And then I'm going to connect this route down here. And then with my energy, I am going to convert it into chemicals and into ore. I think I'm going to do it both on this planet. As you can see, I've got a divided by 2 discount on this planet. So it means even though each time I'm building a building, it's increasing the cost of, it's doubling the cost of other buildings, then they begin a bit lower. So I've got my those ones, and then I'm going to see where is good. So my silicon is going to cost me only 14 to put here, so I'm going to build my silicon there. Then I'm going to look, and I'm going to make some labor. I'm actually probably going to jump backwards 1 to make my labor, so I'm going to put it here. Open up a spaceport, obviously, and then build some labor. And then I'm not going to build my inspiration there. I'm actually going to jump down here, because as you can see, I'm trying to find cheaper places to build it. And then I'm going to see, do I have any extra energy to spare? And I do, so I'm going to see where is a good place to build my ore. And probably here is another great place to build, but I am poor right now, so I will just wait a second for the money to roll on in. Okay, so we've done that, and then we're going to build some glass. We're going to go down 1 jump. Now, I want to move my space woman because that's going to give me an extra 4 capacity, and it would be 22, which isn't much, but I don't have 22 right now to upgrade the port capacity, and so instead I'm going to use her to do that. It's also causing a knock-on effect down here, but I'm hoping that I will rectify that in a second. So we're gonna, we haven't yet built our glass, so just jumping ahead of myself. So we're gonna put some glass in here. So at the minute I'm at 5 of 8, but then here it's 4 of 4, so that's kind of causing me a trouble. But when I create this and I turn my products into my raw materials into glass, then I'm at 4 of 8, which means that I'm now in the 4 of 4 here. So it's actually not adding to my issue here. So I'm going to temporarily kind of increase my transport capacity, but I can actually like remove that in a little bit once it works through. The other thing I quite like to do sometimes, wherever Corey is to, so Corey is kind of a helpful advisor, but a little bit niche. And I've lost which planet I was talking about doing this on. Where did I build my extra level? Here. Yeah, so Corey is kind of a little bit niche in that she creates this extra trade lane, which goes directly to the center planet. So wherever I put her, if I actually pick her up properly, then she's going to kind of create this extra lane. So if I have a stockpile of goods, then she's kind of, for me, I find her very useful to just kind of go through and transport that directly to the center. She's also good if you're building your tree starting way out, or you're kind of finishing it way out, then she's able to make you a direct connection to the center, which is kind of useful. But anyway, I don't need her for right now, and in fact I will show you she can be a little bit problematic sometimes as well, because so we have our glass and our silicon, so we're now going to make silicon wafers. Where are they? So we're going to do that, and we're going to do our shaped glass, which we're also going to do here, I think. Now we're going to make some solar panels, and as you can see, I do not want to build here. I want to move to the next planet over because that is way cheaper. This actually, her issue is not going to come up. It would come up if I was to put her, say, here. She's going to be like, hey, you really want these high-level goods shipped directly to the center. You're like, yay, excellent. All of the silicon wafers are down to the center. But then this planet over here, it's like, I wanted those silicon wafers and that shaped glass. And so therefore, you've got to be a bit careful with how you use her, where you put that. And then obviously that's going to then resolve as those goods then trickle back down, and you can kind of watch them as it's very pleasing to watch them kind of go down this way, and then they're going to go all the way down and to the center, and you'll probably see that I had a bit of a wibble wobble, in my income because of doing all that. But hey, okay, so currently I'm making 0.9 a second, which is kind of nice. So I'm kind of building up the my credits, which is the in-game currency. So I've just done like the first of 4 prongs. I like to kind of break it down a little bit. So the next one I'm going to do is also going to be labor intensive, actually. Oh no, hang on. It's going to be energy intensive is what I meant. I'm hovering over the labor, which means I'm already using my energy guy, and I don't think I really have much spare energy. So I'm just going to make my whole tree. So I'm going to come over here, and actually I can just again I can just connect the whole pathway, and then I'm going to see how much it is to build labor here. I'm going to jump one jump back because it seems like that is a better place. I just want to find like the next nearest kind of cheap place to build it, and then I'm going to see where, so these are my, what is this, my tier 3 goods. So all of these are going to cost the same, and then all of my tier 2, so even if it's labor or water or energy, and so I'm kind of trying to work out where I want to put my tree. So I've just put labor, and then I want some energy, and I also want some water. So it's actually kind of an awkward one because I have lots of different raw goods, and much as it's really fantastic to have I think I clicked a different one to what I wanted there, I don't want water, I want energy. But yeah, much as it's really fantastic to have like 2 every time, it's not as fantastic when you're then having to ship all those extra ones. Okay, so ideally I would maybe want to be kind of, because I'm already at 4 of 4 here, I would maybe be wanting to convert on the planet, but as you can see, that's going to really add up to have to do inspiration and or before I can, and or sounds funny, and ORE before I then go on to combine that and refine it into glass. So I'm actually going to jump down here and build inspiration and I'm going to jump again, you know, and ore here, and then I'm going to refine them into glass and also further refine them into optics, and I have the money, so I'm just going to do that there. And then I'm going to jump back in my tree, and I'm going to go to this energy, and I'm going to see, I have one spare energy, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to make some chemicals, and I'm going to see where is a good cheap place to make chemicals. Let's see. Nowhere. The answer is nowhere. So what I sometimes do, I just mess about with where I want the things, is I think I'm actually gonna move this one over here, make an energy, get rid of the energy here, and then remind myself that I'm making chemicals, and put chemicals here, because then that makes that cheaper than it would otherwise have been. I then need this water and plants. So as you can see, this is in purple. Water is in purple because it's somewhere on my map, but it's not in this particular branch. There's no water coming through yet. So water being W-A-T-E-R, because sometimes people don't hear what I'm saying when I say that. Okay, so we're gonna put this over here, and then I'm gonna make some plants, and then we cannot make our oil right here because I have my chemicals and they are kind of not coming through until here, right? So we're gonna see if we can be clever, and no, but we don't, that would be expensive. That's clever but expensive. If we were to refine them into oil right there, then we would obviously help our bottleneck, but it would be expensive. So also apologies, my computer fan has just started, so it might be slightly more noisy than it was otherwise. Okay, so, and that's also causing this shortfall in input goods. Now, when you kind of use one of these kind of capacity expanders, for want of a better word, then you're going to kind of have troubles all the way down the line. But because I haven't yet gotten very far, I'm going to use Cory. And I'm also going to remind myself that I haven't been thinking about leveling anyone quite yet. So let's see how far is she from leveling again. So you can use these ones to kind of level up your characters. And I tend to like just... So this is not only gives you a bit of money, and the higher level goods that you're producing, the more credits you're going to be earning. So you see, this is like the lowest tier of goods, this is a medium, and this is a higher one. This changes where the divide is based on what mission. I'm currently on mission 7. There are 10 difficulty levels of mission, after which point your character's gonna ascend, and then you're gonna be back effectively to level 1, but as mission 11. And so it means that you kind of have those easier level goods. So rather than at some point having a mega huge enormous colossal tree, then level 10 is kind of the highest you go to. Also, I am talking and not resolving issues, so let's have a look what's happening here. Okay, so Cory is being amazing, and she's moving these the highest level goods directly to the center for me, which is great, but it is terrible for this one over here, which wants inspiration and glass because I put her in the wrong place, hey? And so yeah, these ones are just finding their way there without her, and so this is then going to resolve because, oh, actually it might not resolve because I have this capacity issue that I need to resolve, but this is going to resolve now that Cory is no longer slapping those things before they can reach their destination planet. Okay, so I have talked for so long I cannot actually remember what I was mid-doing, so let's remind ourselves. So we have chemicals and plants, and we want to convert that to oil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is see if I can like go down a level of this and up a level of that, because that makes this cheaper. And then I'm going to see if I can afford to... Oh yeah, we're still having a capacity issue. Okay, let's see. You know, I could probably sit and work this out, but it's difficult to play and talk. I have never tried this before. Okay, so we haven't yet built engine fuel. So we're going to build our engine fuel here, I think, and then we're going to find where our optics is. So, because I've forgotten. So I'm going to alpha sort this, and I'm going to find my optics, and oh, it's right there, so you know. And then I think that's Okay, so let's look at this. So currently I have tier 6, so I'm going to see what I have built. So I have my optics being built here, and then, oh, didn't I say my engine fuel? Engine fuel is higher. Okay, so I can build my satellites right here, although I am not going to because that's crazy expensive. I'm going to build them here. Now, I am obviously therefore going to have to move Corey because otherwise it's going to be issues. Because otherwise, you know, she's nabbing all of those things. Okay, so we have our satellites, and then we have our solar panels are coming in from over here, which means the center planet makes a great place to kind of combine those. Now, I currently have this increased capacity, and I am not needing it. So I am going to see... Okay, that I do need, but hopefully if I make my sunsats, yes, then I will I will not need all that capacity, but we'll see. Yeah, so I have like this 5 labor, which I can just instantly go through, and then I should only need 1. Okay, so I currently have half of, pretty much half of my tree bill, and I have crazy amounts of money, so this is great. So we're gonna journey on. I've only currently used, this is really energy intensive, this tree. Sometimes you can use your other advisors to better effect. So we're gonna find our water person. We're actually gonna like switch these around. So we're gonna find our water person, and we are gonna put her over here. We're gonna connect this route, and then I'm really liking this because this has a high capacity with like glittering rings right the way down, which is kind of nice, but it's only a shorter route. So we'll see if that scuppers me, because obviously with each, not necessarily obviously, but with each building that I build, then the other ones become more expensive. So this is 5.85 and now it's 11.70, and that's kind of and then if I was to show you, so this is currently only the tier 2. If I showed you dear me, I'm just clicking everything. If I was to show you what happens if I'm building this, some of these are like, look, so this is like 5 point something, 11 point something, 23 point something, and then now it's 11 point something, 23 point something, 46 point something. So it really just jumps up. So you want to kind of spread out your trains, as well as use these tier discounts. So this planetography is kind of showing me that tier 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9 are all discounted on that planet. So that planet is extra discounted. Center planet tends to be, oh, I need to... So you see how I am ignoring my error messages. So what's happened here, potentially, although I might be wrong on this, is that sometimes when an advisor levels, it can kind of create capacity issues. So for example, here, using 4 out of 8 is great, but then like you're making more stuff over here, and so it's kind of adding in, you have to like improve the... transfer capacity, although yeah, that wasn't the best example of that. There might be other examples that would be more clear. Okay, so, and then this one is probably going to be fine, yeah. And I tend to find I go through and I fix them all, and then I have to go back around again and like slip back the money that I spent fixing those things. Okay, so we are going to go back over here. We are making some water, oh yeah, that's because we haven't even begun yet. Yep, so that's just, she's just producing water for me. Great. So I'm going to make some animals and some plants. And then I'm going to see if I can immediately, nope, I'm going to convert them over here into fabric. And then I'm going to jump back and I'm going to make some energy over here. I want to be as far out as possible just to give me as many different planets to spread my chain over, because it's going to be cheaper for me. Now, even though I have 2 energy required here, as you can see, my energy is giving me 2 because, as I say, this raw materials production. Oh, also, even when I've had this backlog, I'm getting extra income from production, which is kind of nice. So every product that is produced that doesn't have to be shipped to the portal is giving me money. I'm also got this half build cost, which makes a huge difference, especially in the early game. And then this is also helping me with my capacity issues. These are the blue ones, and these are the orange and yellow ones. Okay, so we've got our energy, and we are going to make some chemicals. This is going to get expensive very quickly, and ore. So we're going to jump down to make the ore, and then we're going to see where we can make the metal. Oh, we can make it there. Okay, and then pneumators. Yeah, so you see how it hasn't got that many jumps. So even though it's expensive, I actually have a fair amount of money right now, so it's not necessarily the worst thing. Okay, so pneumators, and then also my fabric is coming down here, so I can make some clothing. Clothing. Yep, and then I can also make my... Oh, so actually it's worked out okay for me. So I'm going to make my survival suits here just because... you know, spreading up chain. Okay, so, and then the last thing we're doing is still all energy. So this labor guy, I think I'm just going to leave him here. I actually, I might just make some inspiration, just to upscale his product to make it, you know, make more money for me. Or I could, okay, so, we've also got our tree up here. So, what did I say he was? Labor. And so he's making inspiration, but then inspiration is going to go into education or into chemicals. And so let me see, are either of those on my list? Education. No, I read that wrong. Not chemicals, medications. Okay, they're not in my list, so that's okay. I'm going to make medications because that seems a good thing to make. And so I didn't take note of what that involved, but we're going to go to none, and we're going to say that is a tier 4 good, I think. Okay, and then... you know, if I had thought it through, but there you go. Okay, so we're then going to make some, well, we're going to do this backwards. We're going to do some medications, and then we're going to do some, we're already making inspirations, then we're going to make chemicals, which I'm missing. Oh, that's okay. So maybe we'll just scrap this. We're just going to liquidate. We're going to make a new thing, and we're just going to move on. Okay. Yep. But you can do stuff like that. Obviously, when I am talking while playing, then I am being really inefficient at what on earth I'm doing. So you know, if I was just sitting and thinking about it, I feel like it would go better. Or maybe not. You know. Okay. So I'm then going to find. Ooh, what am I missing here? Satellites. Oh, okay. So that was just an issue that I had created and then resolved. So I have no errors right now, which is nice. I don't know whether my space lady is even being needed right here. Oh, yes, she is. So she's bumping it up from 4 to 8, and it's currently needing 5 out of 8, so that's great. Although it would only, cost me 108, but I have 688, so... Okay, I'm going to stop talking and find a new place to build, because, so like different maps, so this one here, I'm going to potentially run into an issue, so I'm actually going to build here, and I'm going to put this one there preemptively, and then I am going to make my new chain over here, connecting for 31.23, and then I'm going to make 2 energy, because I'm going to need 3 energy total, and then I am going to convert one of those energies, I'm not going to do it there, one of those energies to chemicals, and 1 to ore. I think I'm going to do this step first, and then to metal, like that, and then I'm going to use this tree over this way. I'm going to connect, I'm going to make some water, then I'm going to make some plants, and then I'm making chemicals already. I'm only making 1 chemical. Oh, okay, I see. So I probably want to make another chemicals. Well, you know, definitely. Okay, I'm going to put that over here, and then we're going to make some oil. As you can see, it's purple because it's purple because it's elsewhere in the tree, but blue is when it's like also right here. So we're going to make some oil. That's going to take 2 goods and refine it into 1 good, so it should help my capacity issues. But as you can see, I already had an issue that I created, so it is the perfect time to bring out Cory, who is going to come and take my excess away. this is my favorite use for her. I think it's the worst use for her, really, but it cleans things up. Okay, so we're gonna, oh yeah, just got a few just shooting off by. Okay, so we have done that. We've made some oil, and so we're gonna make some plastic. We're not gonna make it there though. Okay, we're gonna make some plastic and make some components. Gonna make some batteries. Over here, I have tons of money, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I've been slow on this. And then survival suits are on a different branch, so we're going to find where my survival suits are. So everything's all coming to the center, so again I'm going to go down one in this in order to make my space suits here, and then I can then just make my end product, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to now start making these spacers, which when they start to get delivered to the center, as they are now, then they're going to start advancing me towards my target of 250. And then obviously I prematurely took that one down. Okay, so we're going to check we're good on these. What else? Oh, I still have it on my planetography view. Okay, there we go. I was just so so engrossed in the build menu. Okay, so we are now making 2.92 a second, which is kind of nice. We've completely forgotten about any of these missions that we could have been doing. So I'm going to see, and I'm going to say, oh, I've got an extra energy that I can convert to chemicals somewhere along here, which will help me with this quarry request. So I'm going to find this, and this is as good a place to put it as any. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to kind of, I guess I'm only making my refined goods and my raw goods. So these, I can't remember what I said, but this is kind of like the lower tier, the medium tier, and the higher tier of these goods. And obviously that doesn't make any sense because I have them in alphabetical order. But this is kind of like tier 2, tier 3, right the way to this tier 8 goods. And then, I mean, so at these higher levels, I don't necessarily make a second tree to also deliver the goods. I probably have the money to, but it takes me so long that it doesn't necessarily work out that way. But on the earlier levels, then I definitely would kind of make another route to make stuff. I kind of like doing these ones, so like find shaped glass, and so then I will be making some, let me see, labor and energy and inspiration and ore, and then some glass. It's getting really crazy expensive, so we'll put this one over here, and then some shaped glass. And so then that's going to be kind of doing this second tier of mission goods. So it's going to come down here, and then it's going to come down here, and then as soon as it starts hitting here, then it's going to start working towards this request for the Elector von Ulla. And I haven't really advanced my characters all that much this very second. Okay, also I didn't really look at any of these things, but these are kind of different graphs of, you know, what's happening. I currently don't have stockpiles and shortfalls. Often I do. I don't know what happened there. I was paying slightly more attention. And then I've got this nice chart. Every now and then these dips are definitely where I'm like, yeah, maybe I won't build here, and then, you know, or maybe I'm just causing a blockage. And then what else? We've got so the statistics I was just showing you. This center button is kind of nice, so you can press C or you can click there. The tree we already went through, and then these different views I kind of like. This shows you what level of building and what buildings I have built where, and actually my tree is pretty spread out. Another one I really like is this transport one. So as you can see, I can now go through, and I can, anywhere that the writing is blue. So here the writing isn't blue because even though I'm only using 4 of the 8, this is only a level 1 because it's giving me 8 right from the start, which is really nice. It's a great reason to build on ring worlds, or I don't know whether it is planets with glittering rings. I feel like I might be you know, technically wrong on that one, but okay. And then this is so that was me getting confused. This is the one with all of the buildings, and so it's showing me kind of how many of different things I'm making as relates to how many I would need in order to make this in the first place. So I have a lot of extra energy that I'm kind of not really doing much with, and even with labor, which is just like, I could be making that work for me way more efficiently, but it's coming in from, you know, several different angles by this bit. Oh, and now I am victorious. So this is me beating level 7, mission 7, to make the spaces. I did it in just under half an hour. I completed an abysmal amount of requests, so I made a really pitiful amount of money. I mean, even if I had done one at this higher level, I would have made more money. So sometimes it is worth just like pausing before finishing your tree, because these pull from the things that you're already making. And then what else? I have spent a fair amount building. That's okay. So that's how much I've been making a second. And then I have kind of produced and sold a fair amount. I've produced more than I've sold, because even though I don't have any of the kind of blockages right now, then some of these goods have not yet made it to the center portal. So as you can see, they're still here. So I can choose to stay here and then, you know, watch these ones work through. I can then, if I want to, I can kind of break my tree to then, you know, start to make some spacesuits and sunstats to kind of work towards more progress. Apparently I am all Corey all the time, despite how little I tend to use her. You can reroll these different requests. These will give you money as well as points. You get 1 point per request that you complete, and these will go towards their progress to the next level. So as you can see, she needs 2 progress to the next level. Corey would need only 1 out of the 3 that to get to the next level. It's worth being aware that when you, let's change from this mission view, that when you level people, sometimes you can have an issue with transportation. So for example, this guy right here, if he or maybe I should, I'm not going to break a tree. If I was going to put this guy over here, right, and then he's just leveled from being level 4 to level 5, right? Oh, then actually I've already like upped my capacity. This is probably time for the end of the stream. Not stream, video, hey. Okay, so, but like the point being that if you were right at capacity on your trade route, so we can click on these to kind of find where they are. So he's fine. And she's definitely going to be fine. Yeah, so I mean, these are actually not going to come up. But if they were right at the edge of capacity, so you had, like, he was making 8 for you, which actually wouldn't be possible because he can only go up to level 7. They're capped with your level. But if for argument's sake, he was making 8, so maybe next mission, and then in the next mission again, he was bumped up to 9, then you would then, as he levels, have an issue with transportation capacity. But yeah, I feel like I'm now waffling, so I'm gonna finish this. But yes, that was the trade, friends. Thank you.